The ratings were in early. They knew that they had dominated in Japan, huge ratings there. So just when you would think that everybody was exhausted and would be just quite happy to go back to the hotel and try and unwind, no, the arena was emptied. Elvis was back and they were doing the insert tracks for the television version. Marty Pasetta also had to go to work and edit the live special down by 10 minutes for the delayed telecast into Europe. But they now had to sort of get back on stage and record the 5 songs for the inserts, which is probably the last thing that anybody felt like doing, you would think.
Well, for sure. We all know that when Elvis has done a performance, like he is sprinting to the Cadillac, back to the hotel, and he's done. So to have to keep working afterwards must have been pretty jarring to his system and to everybody's system.
Oh, look, I think you can see that everybody's nerves are fraying a little bit. So they did 5 songs. They did Blue Hawaii, Ku'uipo, No More, which they unfortunately didn't use because I think that was probably the nicest of the songs that they did, or the nicest rendition. A Hawaiian Wedding Song, Early Morning Rain. Now, it's quite interesting, actually, during that session to just really, I think you can get a really interesting picture, certainly of the rapport between Elvis and Marty Pasetta. There's a bit of banter back and forth. Everybody makes a mistake at one point. The band makes a mistake. Elvis makes a mistake. Marty Pasetta makes some sort of technical mistake that he had to apologise for. And Elvis says, well, everyone's entitled to one stupid mistake, in that sort of way that he did. Someone coughed. One of the crew coughed and ruined one of the takes. And, I think Elvis had enough, but he was professional, and when Marty Pasetta asked him to do another take of one particular one, he just did it without any complaint, and so that was interesting to see the rapport there. And they finished off with Early Morning Rain, and I think probably if there was any of the tracks that they did that perhaps could have benefited from another take, it was probably that one. But I think Marty Pasetta was smart enough to realise that everybody had enough by then, and they would let it stand as it was. And it certainly wasn't a bad version; it was a nice version. But how did you see the recording of those insert tracks?
I don't want to say that they're dispensable. I mean, I can understand their place in the broadcast version, and they make good sense, and they're Hawaiian songs. No More is one of my favorite movie songs. It's a wonderful, wonderful tune. I guess they all ended up on that Mahalo from Elvis album that was put out after his death, I think, on the one side of that record anyways. So they're nice performances. Again, Elvis seems like he's done with this. He doesn't seem super duper engaged.